Welcome, everybody, one and all. This is the 64th episode of the Unbanned podcast, and I jumped right into that shit like always, and they are going to claim that they were ready for it, but look at Jordan's face right now. If you're in the audio version, he's making a face like he is terrified. I'm laughing.
I'm laughing because the moment you did the intro for me, you went all robotic because it desynced. It was fucking hilarious.
And then you also said it was the podcast.
Welcome, everybody.
Boop, beep, boop. I'm just a bot. If you're watching the video version, I shouldn't out myself, but I might keep glancing over to the left. Don't ask about that. There's nothing distracting me.
Actually, we can figure this out in a later section of our podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my.
Okay, well, my name is Jake. I'm your host, and these are my two best friends. They're in the whole wide world. Their names are Justin.
I'm Jake.
And Jordan.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back at it with another week of 2021. Second verse of 2020 is worse than the first. Yeah, let's go.
You're fired.
Is that a haiku?
That's better than a haiku.
I'll count the syllables when I edit.
And we're going to talk about video games, maybe. If you are listening to this and you have not checked out our Patreon, you're not a patron, you should check it out because, we had some great discussion. We talked about anime pornography this week. We talked about lots of fun things that we won't talk about right now.
Yeah, we talked about House Hunters.
We did. We talked about House Hunters. Very specific version of House Hunters.
The best version of House Hunters.
The correct
It doesn't
version.
exist yet, but we will make it. All right, let's start with me. I didn't play any games this week.
You're doing
No,
it
I'm
right
not
now.
playing RuneScape right now because... Okay, so anyone who plays RuneScape...
See, I told you we'd find out.
RuneScape. Hold on, let me type loudly really quick. All right.
Yeah.
So if you play RuneScape, there is a skill called rune crafting. You use the runes to make the magics. And the highest experience rate in the whole game is 66,000 an hour or so.
Wow.
That's
Which is not
a lot of experience.
It sounds like a lot. You need 13 million to get 99.
13 million. So it takes you about around 200 hours or so to get 99 rune crafting.
Wait. How much do you make an hour? 66,000?
66,000.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. That is not like, you know how we're
million.
always talking about how RuneScape's such a chill game. You turn on Netflix, you hang out, you just play it.
It's 196 hours.
That method is 100% focused for that rate. You have to click rapidly to do it. And it's like carpal tunnel inducing how much you have to click. It's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
bad.
then the next best method is like 30, 40k an hour maybe. So I'm just going to do the chill method and I'm just not going to stop doing it. That's my plan.
People probably look at us playing RuneScape like, you guys are fucking psychopaths. You never stop.
Yeah, all of us.
Yeah, no, everyone knows Justin's a psychopath.
If you play the game, you get it.
Yeah, I didn't need RuneScape for that.
Maxing out RuneScape is like getting to platinum or like gold eagle on fucking Counter-Strike or platinum on League of Legends. Like if you're it seems
It's an
stupid
investment,
when you're doing it and like looking at it from the outside in, but it's anyone who plays that game, they know what that means to you. They know it's important.
Yeah, exactly. Accomplishments.
And really, it is nice because I can make a whole lot of money after I'm done leveling rune crafting.
Actual money is.
I will not sell my account. That will no. Don't.
$350.
I put so much time into this. Stop it. They'll ban me. Please, no, Justin.
Never.
Let's move on to Justin.
All right, $375.
Justin's so smart. What are you even playing this week? All right.
I feel like we played Fall Guys.
It was a lot of fun.
We did. We played some Fall Guys. We talked about that last week. Anything new?
Jake double fit.
What?
Not only did he say he didn't play games, he was playing RuneScape at the moment and played Fall Guys earlier.
I also played Night in the Woods, but I'm not gonna talk about that until I'm done with it.
This motherfucker just will not allow the truth to be spoken from his mouth.
Dishonest.
That's why I never trust him when he says that we're his best friends on the whole wide world.
Censorship lies.
Can't believe you don't believe me. Believe in the Jake who believes in you, Justin.
How am I supposed to believe in
Jake
you
who believes in
when you do that?
Justin doesn't get that reference because he's not a weeb.
You barely even. You haven't even watched Gurren Lagann.
Shut up.
Go watch Gurren Lagann.
That's not even a real anime. That's a cartoon.
Yeah, you're right. I should watch Kamen Rider.
Dude,
this is a real anime.
This isn't video game related, and it's also like the opposite of what you guys like. It's sports related.
Tell me.
But just to quickly bring this up, thinking of cartoons, there was a football game on Nickelodeon yesterday, and it was the funniest shit watching the animations they threw on it. Literally, just look up Nickelodeon football game, and it'll do like 15-minute highlight video of all the stupid stuff they did in it.
They like had a foot.
Also, they dropped the F-bomb in the game.
What?
There was a hot mic, and a guy goes, "What the fuck?"
On Nickelodeon?
Like, that was going to happen. I said it from the time I heard there was a game on Nickelodeon. I'm like, somebody's going to be like, "Let's fucking go."
Was it?
Like that. And a mic's going to catch
live?
it. Yes.
What the fuck was that? Nickelodeon, what are you doing?
Why would you put a sports game? Even if you go beyond your best behavior, someone's gonna swear.
I can't. Okay, so
be on your best behavior now, dude. Who knows?
This like the NFL teams playing it? Wait, they were playing it.
Yes. It was a live game. If they were kicking a field goal, it would put SpongeBob in the uprights.
What the fuck?
It compared the quarterbacks of one of the teams to SpongeBob and Patrick. Like, it's really funny. This
is the most cringe marketing strategy I've ever fucking heard.
This is bad. We need to run away from it. Jordan, what have you played this week?
Sorry to bring that up, but it's
no.
Funny.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. It is really funny. But Jordan, what have you been playing this week?
Mostly RuneScape. I started a hardcore Iron Man. We'll come back to that. I played some Legends of Runeterra. I'm trying to grind my way up to Master. We're making steady progress on that, and it's been pretty cool. I'm playing the busted deck, so things have been going well for me. Always play the busted deck when you want to rank up. It's not actually that busted, but you get what I'm saying. I feel like I'm playing the best one.
No, I'm just going to go to the gaming news site and just read stuff because I feel like I want more content in this episode.
Why? Because none of us have played anything relevant. I mean, it is January.
Yeah, fuck you. It's January.
It's like anyone who has ever watched Red Letter Media, they do a series. They do an episode every January called "Fuck You, It's January," where they talk about whatever they want because nothing comes out in January. They're just like, what are we going to review? There's no movies out. No one cares. Fuck you. It's January.
Okay. So
I love it.
Do they have a theme song for it yet?
Their theme song is they start out the episode saying, fuck you, it's January.
That's not a song.
It's a great song.
So they have a theme song? They just put their middle finger at the camera. It's like
that's a banger right there, bro.
I feel like it's a theme song. All right, so I'm on PC Gamer, which is one of my more favored websites, or at least it was before.
I'm just
gonna...
Did anything happen?
I'm just gonna read the headlines, okay? Guy shatters record by getting 2.9 million Twitch viewers during a Fortnite skin reveal. Boring. Riot changes Valorant's ranking system. That's apparently their top headline, aside from the guy who got a bunch of viewers talking about Fortnite. Ghostwire Tokyo apparently will come out at some point. I don't even remember what that game is.
So why haven't you gone to the most reputable...
IGN?
No.
Oh, I'm going to IGN now. Let's see here. Oh, that's right. Sorry. I have to filter out all the movie news. They're re-releasing Super Mario World 3D again. That's news.
Ooh. Dude, when did video games become boring?
Dude,
what happened?
I don't really like Dr. Disrespect that much, but he tweeted the other day about how it has been like 4 months since he had a new game to play on his stream, and he's just like, what is this billion-dollar industry doing? Like, I understand COVID was bad, but
adjusting to COVID, yeah. Start playing MMOs, my dude.
That's the other thing, is like, we talk about RuneScape a lot, but RuneScape has a lot of content I haven't done yet. It's not updating as much as it normally does, obviously for the same reasons. But I'm fine with that because I'm catching up to all these people who are already like done with it basically and just waiting for the next update.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
Dude,
wait.
Speaking of,
I'm gonna have to edit this.
Gizmo. There you go.
Maybe I'll leave that part in. For the audio listeners, he just threw a blanket over the cat and now the cat's quiet.
This is like,
the funny, no, honestly, I think that's what he's doing. I think I've realized he's asking for me to put the blanket over him, but then when I try to, he gets scared because it's bigger than him. So you have to like grab him, put the blanket on him, and then set him there, and you kind of like tuck it around him. He goes,
he's got to catch him off guard.
Okay,
to, like,
and then he sits down. And he goes, all right, this is good. And then he closes his eyes and he enjoys being all warm.
Here's what you have to do. You have to wait for him to like stare out the window and have the blanket ready and just like dive on top of him when he's not looking.
Cat,
I gotcha.
Actual cat wrangling.
The thing is, he's a Sphinx cat, so there was a lot of times like that where when I was living with Jordan and with the same cat, I would like have to go tuck him into the blanket of my bed because he just gets cold. He has no fur.
Yeah, it's true.
Incorrect. He has fur on his face.
And he honestly prefers to claw my blanket and get under it himself, but I don't like him clawing my blanket because I don't know. If you're on the video podcasts and you've seen my blanket, it has changed because it's new. I don't like him clawing at it. All right, but let's move on to some gaming stuff. Did you find any good gaming?
No, I turned it off.
I saw the game. I saw the Game Informer's editor top 10 picks of 2020.
Yeah? Oh, that might be interesting to read.
Wow.
Do it really quick.
Oh, shit.
What do they put?
Well, there's like a ton of editors. That's the issue.
Oh, fuck.
It's just fun to see some of them like not have like Ghost of Tsushima in it. Like one had Ori and the Will of the Wisps at number 1.
I mean, that's a really good game, I've heard. It's beautiful, too.
Good things.
This guy had Call of Duty Warzone.
All of these people are wrong. Number 1 for this year is Hades on all lists.
Well, a few of them have Hades.
I feel like Warzone was good enough that I played it. I don't play Call of Duty anymore, so that should give you an idea of how good it is if you like that sort of game.
Warzone's pretty
Jordan
good.
Even played it.
Yeah, dude, Game Informer's really showing their colors. The 7th best game of 2020 was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like I said, they're really showing their colors.
It's not the Valhalla part, it's the Assassin's Creed part.
All right, shout out to this guy who put Cyberpunk at number 9. Oh, these two people who put Cyberpunk at number 9.
Best game of the year.
Put it at number 7.
Barely works.
I think
Shit, how high does you put it at 6?
I think Cyberpunk might be the 9th best game released next year because it should have come out.
Yeah. Yo, I want to do a segment on the podcast that we'll call It Came From Twitter, where I just read shitty video game tweets.
I would love to read a shitty video game tweet right now. Let's start this week.
Hey.
I'm sorry, I can't actually sing.
Dude, best headline for a fucking gaming article.
Yeah.
Microsoft previously tried to buy Nintendo. Quote, imagine an hour of somebody laughing at you, end quote.
Got fucking laughed out of the boardroom.
What a fucking good title.
Nintendo's like, sit the fuck down. You don't have the money to buy us. Get the fuck out.
Shit, that wasn't a good slap there. Shut the
That's
fuck
incredible. It's basically what probably happened actually is like they walked in and said, all right, $2 billion, and they went.
Wait, are you? Hold on. I need to make sure now. Are you the person who put Cyberpunk at 6? You are. Fuck.
Oh, God. It's the same guy.
It's the same person. 4 was Phasmophobia. Shit.
It's not even out.
God.
It's an early access title.
I mean,
It doesn't count.
I do like that Phasmophobia. Apparently now the ghosts will react to you speaking into your mic, even if you aren't using push to talk. They can hear your ass.
I actually have like marks on the back of my hand from slapping my hand so hard.
All right.
Jordan, what's our main topic this week?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about roguelikes and permadeath because I
Wait.
really want to play more
I
Hades.
just realized, did you find a tweet to read?
No, I didn't. I was going to go look one up.
All right, well, let's
Shit.
talk about the next thing then.
It's okay.
Never mind.
It's madness.
We'll come back to it. I'll figure it out. Anyway, I've been thinking a lot about permadeath because I made a hardcore Iron Man on RuneScape, which seems kind of fucking crazy because we just were talking about how training one skill to the maximum level will take you 200 hours. So if you're playing an Iron Man, you can't trade or use the GE or get help from other players really any other way. It's going to take even longer to level up all your character to max level. And if you die once, you lose your hardcore status. And essentially, you would have to start all over. You can keep playing if you want on that character, but you're not a hardcore Iron Man anymore. But this is the thing about me. I've always loved permadeath. I love risks. I love taking risks in the game. I don't know why. I don't know. I need the adrenaline. Look, it fuels me. I need that fucking hit, bro. Anyway, like Path of Exile is launching a new season apparently, and I kind of want to go play it, and I'm just going to play it as a hardcore. I'm literally just going to go play the season until I die. Because then I don't have to get too far into the game. So, I don't know, guys. How do you feel about hardcore in games? How do you feel about permadeath, roguelikes, and all that stuff? I think it adds an edge to games that otherwise just kind of don't have a lot of challenge to them. Like RuneScape,
I feel like
honestly.
sometimes it's used as a crutch. Like it's arbitrarily harder.
Trying to think, Rogue Legacy kind of felt a little bit like that. Like Rogue Legacy was one of those games that came out when roguelikes were like the big genre that everyone was making. I enjoyed that game, but I felt like, why is this a roguelike? Aside from, I guess they added in the thing where you like had children, and that was cool. So that mechanic was kind of cool. But aside from that, I'm like, why is this not just an adventure game? I don't know.
Yeah.
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 I'm just stuck on trying to think of a reason Rogue Legacy wasn't just like bigger and like an actual Metroidvania.
I mean, yeah, it could have been. I don't know. I know they made a sequel. Rogue Legacy 2 might be more complicated. I never played it.
It's kind of like a Risk of Rain.
But-
I hated that game, but Risk of Rain 2 might play it.
Dude,
You
Risk
know
of Rain
why?
2 looks really cool.
Because Risk of Rain
Why?
1 was a clunky 2D shooter platformer game I didn't like playing. Risk of Rain 2 is a 3D third-person shooter. That is... I've never played a third-person shooter roguelike. Like, that's a new thing. I've never even thought to have that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Is there co-op in
Yeah.
Risk of
there
Rain
is.
2? We should play online co-op in Risk of Rain 2, guys. I found the game
Okay,
we should play
sounds
together.
good. Yeah, we could do that.
Holy crap.
I like permadeath. I prefer things more like Dark Souls, where like when you die, there's stakes to you dying. I don't like failure states that don't have some sort of a consequence, because otherwise you might as well just make it like a walking simulator, just not have a failure state. Like, just don't make it a game. If you die and the only thing you lose is like 2 minutes of your time, I don't really feel like that's a great way of doing difficulty in a game.
Yeah.
It kind of works for things like really, really hard games, like platformers or like things like Super Meat Boy. If you like lost the ability to jump or something every time you died on Super Meat Boy, it'd be one of the most frustrating games on the face of the planet. But for most games, like, give me a reason to not want to die.
Yeah, I feel like just save loading gets boring, especially since you can abuse the crap out of that. I think that's why people do stuff like Iron Man and like no death runs, or they make it so that because some games actually have a mode built into them now. I think Fallout New Vegas has one where you can't save and load anymore. You can only save at certain points.
See, that kind of makes more sense to me as
I don't
well.
know.
The problem with the like losing time thing, I think, is it just kind of feels kind of arbitrary now that there's auto saving all the time, you know?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I don't want to shit on one of Justin's favorite games here, but like, I never had a reason to play like say Halo on anything but the normal setting, because while it's an achievement, it's kind of just like retrying over and over again. Like there's lots of mechanics in Halo, and you can definitely like do it better. Like do it with less lives, like not die at all, stuff like that. Like there's skill involved to playing the game, and I understand wanting that skill challenge. But if you die, like nothing happens. You just try again.
Well, there's certain points when you play something like Halo where like if you're trying to go for a par score or something like that, if you die, you basically just restart.
Yeah, I like scoring systems for that reason.
Yeah.
It kind of gives you a bit of competition.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of like additional challenges in game, can we get the par times like from Doom back in games? That'd be really cool to have.
See,
really
stuff
like
like that's something that a lot of games like Call of Duty, you basically have no consequences for dying. You just try again. Make it so that when I die, it makes it so that my time gets increased by 5 seconds, or I lose some points or something. Bring back arcade scoring and like have it be part of your game, and it gives it a lot more play.
I don't know. Most people probably wouldn't care about that. It'd probably just be another thing they just blow by. Granted, it's probably not hard to integrate in your game, but...
Justin, I watched a video from Small Ant this week, which is a bit of an aside, but also related to gaming. If you don't know who Small Ant is, he's one of the biggest speedrunning Twitch streamers.
Okay.
He spent 2 weeks getting the pencil sharpening world record speedrun, Justin. Yeah. 40 other people, after he did it, decided they also wanted to compete for the pencil sharpening world speedrun. People are bored and they will do the thing.
Wow, Jordan. That's called being insane.
No, I mean, I don't know, man. I kind of thought about doing it. I was like, is there a way anyone can sharpen a pencil? I could just go get a pencil sharpener. I could try.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. You could turn anything into a speedrun.
True. But yeah, I mean, people like extra objectives. It gives more longevity to the game. Because if you play through it once and then you go, oh, well, now I want to go beat par, or I want a scoring system, I'm trying to beat this score, gives you things to go for. And if your game has depth, like Halo does or Doom, then it's like going for those other achievements
games
feels
like
good.
Metal Gear Rising, Devil May Cry, Bayonetta do this really well as well. Like you can play through the game perfectly fine, but good luck getting an S on every stage. That actually gives you a reason to replay the game, and there are unlockables if you do it correctly.
Yeah.
See,
I miss unlockables.
Sorry, this annoys me. Freaking Metal Gear Rising, there were just some points where I'm pretty sure that game was rigged, where I would do perfect fights and I'd be like, yeah, it was a B.
You gotta get more combos. You can't just do it perfectly. You have to style on them while doing it perfectly.
Like, motherfucker, this last fight, there was one person, I just slid into him and went, blah, 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 and you gave me an S. But this one, I killed 17 people in like 35 seconds, and you're like, you passed.
There was,
maybe
I remember Metal Gear Rising, one of the mechanics of the scoring was you had to, like, bosses, you had to, like, full combo them. You had to keep your little, like, times counter, like, number of hits going the whole time, basically.
It's like Guitar Hero full comboing a song, but in a action
in a slasher.
Okay, yeah, in an action game.
I have no reason to try any of that stuff, but you know, it's something to do.
But that's where just people. That's where you just download like a time thing or like keep track of your scores.
Right.
Like,
well, you can, and that's the thing is you can do that. There's lots of speedrunners who do exactly that. There's no official support, but it's nice when it's just built into the game.
Yeah, and then even though there are some times where it's built in the game, it sucks.
What you gonna do?
True. I think Dragon's Dogma, very good RPG, by the way. Totally should go play it if you haven't yet. Your tool right there. Very good game. It actually has a speedrun mode built into the game. Problem: official speedrunners do not use this shit.
Because it probably does things that slow down the game.
Yes, I think it causes it kind of increases load time. I think the other reason why they don't is that I think speedrun mode is New Game Plus, and the most popular speedrun for that game was 80%.
That would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I think to bring it back to the original subject, I like hardcore runs more when they're the main point or where they're well integrated, I guess is what I would say.
But I imagine somebody just like, hey, this random game that shouldn't have a counter, we put a counter in it. We also broke everything else because we did that.
I think it was Call of Duty World at War. They had like a score mode after you beat the game. And the thing is, like, I think you do have to be careful with like story-based games because it was a little weird to be like going through some of those missions, like the one where you're like crawling over the dead bodies of all the Russians on the sniper level. And it's like, this is really solemn, and I'm worried about my score going down because this guy's moving slowly.
The Last of Us, the speedrun update.
So it's not right for every game, but for the fun games, I think it should definitely be.
Yeah. Like, every time I think of do a speedrun thing for this, I immediately think of a speedrun that I saw for not Resident Evil 3, Silent Hill 3, where they were getting the UFO ending, and you need to kill a certain amount of things. But there are enemies where if they're too close, they don't count. So you just get screwed. They're like these like things that are just like, I don't even know how to describe what they look like. These got like legs and they're like, they got like a little circular mouth on them or something like that. And if you kill them too close to each other, they don't count. And there's multiple occurrences of them.
For our beautiful listeners, Justin took the one hand, put it on top of his other, and kind of wiggled his fingers and went, bleh, and that's how he described it.
It's like you take a cup and now turn it sideways and make it fleshy.
I mean, that sounds like a Silent Hill monster.
Yeah, and then it had legs. It had legs on the, like, taped legs to the side of this cup.
Okay.
There you go. That's what they look like. And if you kill them too close, they don't count.
That sounds infuriating.
Like, how do you fuck that up?
Dude, that sounds like, I know we kind of got on a tangent about speedruns, but because
that's just what I think. Like, something's going to happen where it's going to be like, here's your score. And it's like, well, you did this, so that gave you negative 100,000 points.
Negative 200,000 points.
It's like, but I ran through this door. It's like, sorry, programming.
Oh, sorry.
We dropped the game a few months ago, so deal with it.
Yo, dude, did you see the speedruns for Cyberpunk? There's so many game-breaking
I haven't actually. Is the first speedrun like crash percent?
It's like 10 minutes because you can just wrong warp to the end of the game by hitting 2 buttons.
Those are the best. I need to speedrun.
Just remember, number 9 best game of the year.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna speedrun Far Cry 4.
We talk about that fact that it's been like a month and a half, and we're still memeing on Cyberpunk, and we're never gonna stop.
I'll stop memeing on what's fixed.
Fair enough. Yeah.
By the way, somebody put it at 6. I don't know what you're talking about. Number 9.
6th best game. Doesn't work right still to this day. A month and a half later.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like we talk about difficulty in games a lot, but hardcore, it lends this like realism to a game, I think, because it's like, you die in the game. I don't think
we've talked about it on the podcast, but that's the reason I started an Ultimate Iron Man on RuneScape. Is I felt like it really feels like the old RPGs I used to play, where it's like you have to take into account how heavy your stuff is. You don't have infinite slots to just put all the items in there. It's like a Diablo interface where you have like your items and they fit in a certain number of slots. And that feels way cooler than me than being like someone from the very beginning who's like the god who can just hold 1.5 billion potions and they're destined to be the hero from the beginning. And yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of realism in your fantasy games or your sci-fi games or whatever.
In a lot of games, your character is not only... by the way, this is something I brought up because of the hardcore thing. My favorite like explanation of game mechanics of like most games ever is Morrowind. I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast before, probably, because I love talking about this. But in Morrowind, there's a character called Vivek, and your character has knowledge of this thing called Chim, which it powers the universe. You can use Chim to rebirth yourself into different timelines. And that's the in-game explanation for the player loading and saving and loading their game. And there's a character named Vivek who understands this and will never fight the player. He refuses to because he knows you can reload your save infinite times and eventually you will kill him. And I'm just like,
so they fourth walled the game.
Exactly. And it's like, well, I mean, that's in Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
Yeah. And by the way, they never mentioned this in any of the other Elder Scrolls games. They just don't for some reason.
It's just that one.
It's really kind of frustrating, actually.
But I'm just like,
that reminded me of. Give me a second. Oh, sorry. It also reminded me a bit of RuneScape because we had someone in our Discord server. By the way, you can join right now. It's a Unbanned podcast Discord server.
Discord.
Yeah. But they decided to try RuneScape, and we were listening to them play, and they died to a regular man. The NPC is literally a man. You can pickpocket them, you can attack to them, you can talk to them, and it's level 2. And he's just like, I just died to a man. And I'm like, yeah, you're a man. Like, you start at the beginning, you are the same as that guy. And I miss that so much in RPGs. Just the idea that, like, you don't start off as, like, the chosen one. You don't start off as the Dragonborn who can just shoot force from their mouth all willy-nilly. You start as a regular guy and you become amazing.
Yeah, it does make it a lot more fun when you're unkillable god if you started out normal.
So, what you're saying is Hidelight is the ultimate RPG.
What is it?
Wait, what is?
Oh, have you never heard of Hidelight?
No. Hidelight?
Oh, it's like considered like one of the worst RPGs of all time. Like, it's really hard to describe. You'd have to watch videos on it. It's Hydlide.
Okay. What's?
It's like an old ass game. It's like 90s.
Oh, what in the world?
And like at the beginning of the game, like the only way you can attack is running into things.
Just bashing your head against stuff.
And one of the first enemies in the game are bees, and they kill you no matter what.
Okay, so no, that's not what I'm looking for, because I can fight things with these hands here if I really wanted to as a human being.
But can you really fight bees?
Why would I fight a bee? A bee won't even kill me. That's not realistic.
Well, you're trying to find a fairy in these trees, but if you pick the wrong tree, bees come out and they kill you.
And they're giant killer bees that will eat you.
You could almost say they're a murder hornet. Shout out to 2020.
Murder first COVID, then the murder hornets show up. What the fuck's going on?
It's all over.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of also dig that because. Hold up, I need to actually talking to my mic. I had to move there. Sorry. I do agree. I kind of like that because it's a little bit more grounded. But at the same time, RPGs are weird, like that shit where you headbutt bees and then they just kill you.
That's a bad game.
Oh, also your name is Jim. Like you are as normal as it gets.
Yeah.
I am
Jim, our untimely hero.
It was a 2D top-down game, sort of, when it first came out, and then they remade the game in 3D.
I think I know why this game sucks. I think I figured it out.
And it also runs at like 2 frames a second, like in a stable environment.
If we're talking about like old RPGs that do this really well, what's that game that Seth played? I think Mandalore did a review on it too, Jordan, where you're like thrown into the prison. Do you remember it? You turn into a dinosaur.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Every Elder Scrolls game?
I remember the title. I'll go look it up really quick.
We're thrown in prison.
Dark Souls?
I'll find it. One sec. Keep talking.
Yeah, Blitz the League. You go to prison.
Yo, Prison Architect? Underrated game. Underrated. Very, very good. Very fun.
When are we going to get a new Rollercoaster Tycoon game?
There's Planet Coaster. It's got mods. out the ass.
Not Rollercoaster Tycoon.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's everything Rollercoaster
Hey,
Tycoon could
Jordan.
be and wishes it were. It's like
Hey,
Planet
Jordan.
Coaster is
Are
awesome.
you trying to
Hey,
argue
Jordan.
against?
What's the
Are
name
you
of
trying
that
to
game
argue
again?
against Planet Coaster right now?
Hey, Jordan, what's the name of the game again?
Planet Coaster.
That's not Rollercoaster
Yeah, it's
Tycoon.
better.
Dude, it's literally the closest you're gonna get. It's the best. It's
Coaster
awesome.
Tycoon is owned by EA, so you'll never get a good version of it. Sorry.
They'll make a million mobile games based off of it, and you'll like it, Justin.
Can we get a game called Roller Toaster Tycoon?
Toaster Tycoon.
Roller Toaster.
Dude, Roller Toaster Tycoon, where you roll around the streets with your giant toaster, making people bread and making money.
You know what I'm amazed? I just got thinking about it because I remembered one of our gimmicks earlier was just saying a game but a battle royale.
Yeah.
How the fuck did Assassin's Creed not put a battle royale mode in Valhalla?
Whoa.
Dude,
I am blown away that they didn't.
Sneaky battle royale. That sounds awesome.
You do it with like 24 people, and you like integrate the old multiplayer that everyone loves so much, but they stop doing because they're idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Good.
That would have been. Imagine. Like
Imagine.
how did Assassin's Creed fuck up more by just not doing what everyone else did?
It's crazy, actually.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I also want like now I kind of want Metal Gear Solid, but Battle Royale, where you got like a bunch of different operatives like sneaking around an area trying to assassinate each other.
I think it's called Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, except not yeah, but not shit is what I'm thinking here. Because Metal Gear Survive was a survival game too. It wasn't a stealth game. I'm thinking like Metal Gear Online, but like less.
I just don't see how that
crazy. Works. Oh, you give me $1 million and a small team of developers. I'll pop it out for you. I got you, bro.
What game needs a battle royale the most?
RuneScape. Oh wait.
I'll go first. NASCAR.
Nah, you mean like a demolition derby?
No, you just race, and then I mean, granted, there was an old game where last place would get knocked out every single lap.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
It's just an eliminator mode.
Yeah. Jake's trying to find this fucking game.
fucking Burnout Battle Royale.
Dude.
You get like 100 cars on a track, and you just take each other down.
Before you say your thing,
people.
Jake, not Burnout,
Ooh.
Twisted Metal. Someone said this the other day. Why has Twisted Metal or a similar game not got a battle royale yet? That'd be fucking gas.
That's why we need Burnout, because Burnout would be way better.
I remember the game. I've remembered. It's Gothic 2.
Oh, Gothic 2. Okay.
That's why I would not have guessed it.
The plot of Gothic 2 is you get thrown into a prison, and guess what? You're not a knight. You're not a warrior. You are a prisoner, and you act like it.
You're thinking of Gothic 1, by the way. Gothic 1, you're a prisoner. Gothic 2, you break out. And then the entire game is you trying to actually stop the alien invasion that is happening. It's got a weird fucking plot.
You're saying in Gothic 2, you're not a prisoner, you're a former prisoner.
You are the character you played as in Gothic 1 who has now broken out of the magical prison they were in.
But in the first one, you're not a badass.
Spoiler for Gothic 1.
Yeah.
And you don't act like one. There are ways to completely break the game with magic, but that's because magic is really broken in that world.
In a lot of RPGs, magic's super abusable.
That's how it should be. It's magic.
But yeah, it's like... But yeah, they talk about in Gothic 1, it's like it's a prison and there's like gangs in the prison, and if you mess with any of them, you are probably going to die. You have to like integrate yourself.
You're all going to die
it makes
down
sense.
here.
It's like how we don't play as random Joe Schmo from fucking Raccoon City in Resident Evil. We play as Leon S. Kennedy, who's a trained police officer. Why do we play as that guy?
No, he's a brand new police officer.
Why do we play as that guy? Because he knows how to shoot a gun and stuff. And it makes sense that he would be able to survive.
What about Claire?
Claire, we don't talk about Claire. I don't know why Claire's so good.
That is the exact same
I don't know why Claire's so good. I'm sure there's something in her backstory.
Let's just say because she's related to a guy. Let's just say that she's related to a guy who gets in fights with boulders.
Yeah, it's true. She's
probably got some genetic strain where like She just knew how to shoot a gun.
Yeah, she got a little bit of.
Like
I
guns
think,
got a
are in
little-
her DNA.
I think it's
It's the Redfield
I think
DNA,
it's
man.
said that at some point, like Chris taught her how to shoot guns and stuff. I don't remember though.
Claire is like underratedly one of the best characters because she just does like she's somehow related to every meme thing about the game, about the series, I should say. Like you think like his brother punched or her brother punched a boulder in a volcano, and then you play Resident Evil Revelations 2, and she references that she was almost a Claire sandwich. Fucking
I was almost a Claire fan.
yes, that's a thing that happens in Revelations 2.
Yeah, I need to play those games. Okay.
Hey, Jordan, you remember the co-op game we were talking about playing?
Y'all have fun.
Yeah.
Revelations 2 or Revelations 1.
Y'all have fun now. You hear?
We could go finish Resident Evil 6.
Yeah.
Maybe no. Honestly, I don't think I can.
I completely forgot about that game. You're the one who brought it back into this podcast.
Please don't talk about it more. I'm so done with talking about it.
Well, if we're talking about Resident Evil 6...
No, shut
Why
up.
not?
Shut
Hey,
up.
Look, over there, a bunny.
No, that's a dragon behind you. For the audio listeners, there's a dragon behind Jake.
It's a.
You
He's a little
couldn't
dragon.
But I said, "Hi, look, a bunny," and my girlfriend just said, "Hi." It's really, really adorable.
Okay. Do we have anything else that we would like to talk
I don't
about?
think we ever
This
really
feels
talked
very
about
fuck you, it's
hardcore
January.
status in games
Who's
and
your
stuff.
favorite-
We just talked about other stuff.
Who's your favorite bunny in a video game?
There are none.
Mips in
That's not
Super
true.
Mario 64. That's a solid bunny.
The bunny from Silent Hill
the
3.
bunny from character from Silent Hill 3.
I'm gonna go with the stuffed bunny from Silent Hill 4.
The version of the bunny from Monty Python and the Holy Grail that is in RuneScape.
That's not a video game.
It's in RuneScape.
Oh.
It's the same bunny.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to say you.
Yeah,
you ended the
it's almost like I was still speaking.
I mean,
Shut
Bugs
up.
Bunny in his games, big fan.
Yep, his games. Have they ever made
Where-
a Space
Why
Jam
would they
game?
make a Space Jam?
I don't know, and I don't care. What are we even talking
listing
about?
bunnies.
No. They need to make a Space Jam game like NBA Jam, and it'd be fucking great.
They already remade NBA Jam.
Oh, they did make a Space Jam game. Okay, that's good.
Oh, okay. As long as Justin's satisfied with the Space Jam
Hey,
game,
while
we're good.
we're
okay.
like remaking old Sega
Ooh.
games and stuff like that, like DuckTales, like old NES games, they should remake
Mhm.
the Tasmanian Devil game that we played on the Sega Genesis, Jordan.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty fun game.
Taz and you could spin.
You remember? Dude, back in the day, like all these games got made just because they wanted like video games with their mascot in it, and some of them were actually kind of fucking hype.
All
dude.
right, yeah, they made Space Jam. It's basically NBA Jam. Okay, I'm happy. That's all I
So
needed.
All right, as long as you know this exists.
you want to go play some NBA Jam? Apparently, there's a Space Jam version of it.
Also, a guy made a bunch of created characters on NBA 2K14 that are all like Monstars and Disney characters.
Solid.
I'm very happy for that guy. That's
That's
awesome.
not Disney, is it? Am I stupid? Is
No.
Space Jam Disney?
No.
No, it's not.
No,
Bugs
it's
Bunny is not
no.
Disney.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
That's Looney Tunes. Yeah.
Bugs Bunny is
Yeah.
Warner Brothers.
Who is the rabbit? Who's the Disney rabbit?
The Disney rabbit?
I don't think Disney had. I don't
Does
think
Disney have a
really-
rabbit? Because I get Daffy and
There's
Donald Duck
there's
mixed up a
Roger
lot.
Rabbit and there's the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, but I don't
What
think
the
they have
fuck
like a rabbit.
happened?
Huh?
What happened? Like what
What
happened
hap-
to this podcast?
Great things.
Someone said
Everybody
bunny
get
and
up. It's time to slam now.
All right.
I-
well, I'm gonna.
Dude,
all right, what
hold
is
up.
it? What is it? What is
before we end the podcast, I just gotta say, you know how everyone, I love memes. I feel like everyone has a meme that they fucking hate, and they just have never. Space Jam memes are that one for me. I've never understood it. I hated that fucking movie as a kid. I thought it was the most boring thing ever.
Hey,
Just
I'm
How
gonna
to
have
get that
send
off my
you-
chest. Let's get the fuck off this podcast.
I'm gonna have to personally send you Slam Storm every day for the next week and a half.
I will just block you. You can be unblocked after the weekend.
If you like that guy who doesn't like Space Jam, his name is It Fox? Like a question, is it Fox? Everywhere. And you can find him on Twitch and Twitter, on YouTube, and on this podcast next week. He's forced to
Facebook and Instagram as well. I got them all.
He's also on the Discord server.
Anyway, all those places. If you like that Justin guy, he's dubious_Justin everywhere. Everywhere. Follow him. I will say it.
Even on the Discord server.
Every week until he starts, he needs to start tweeting more, so tweet at him. He needs to understand the hatred that is Twitter.
I'll tweet right now.
You don't have to tweet. You just need to make more glorious YouTube content, more comedy. Justin, get on it.
Come on now,
let's go.
We all love your videos. I mean,
I do.
I'm not joking. I'm not memeing. I do. And if you like me or this podcast, this has been the Unbanned podcast. We have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/unbannedcast. For just $1, you can get our thanks. There's no perks at $1. But if for $5, you get a pre-show or a clip that I will pick every single week, and it's exclusive. You guys are the only ones who get to see it. You also get some fancy Discord roles. And if you just like me, I'm Jake the Jackal. You can follow me on places. I stream and stuff. I do RuneScape stuff a lot if you like that. There you go. And we will see you again next week. But before we go, stay safe out there, guys. Seriously.
Yeah. 2021's been rough so far.
Hopefully.
It'll get better though.
Hey, wash your hands and wear a mask. I don't want this shit going into 2021 or 2022. Sorry.
Wash your
good,
hands
y'all.
and wear a Mac.
Wear
I think
a
I said
PC.
that wrong. All right, see you later, guys.
Bye-bye. Have a good week. Do you think we should have addressed the fact that we didn't actually do an episode last week?
No.
Oh,
I'll add it in. I'll add a little recording beforehand.